Hi, everybody, and good morning. Literally, coffee in hand, and as there's no fooling you now, as there never was. With the backdrop behind me, it's 9:30 my time, and that's all in an effort to move Lacey home from Moorhead for the summer. Now, as of this morning, with her last final completing her sophomore year, can you believe that? Can you believe that I was up most of the night and have been here since about 6 o'clock this morning getting a show together for today? I hope so, because I have a lot of news to leave you with for this evening. I did make it up to the ball fields last night. We've got highlights from one of the last few games for the Hornets and Lady Hornets. I've got your district tournament information, who's playing who and when for baseball and softball. I've got a story about a man who jumped into the river to try to avoid capture by Sagersville police yesterday afternoon. I've got some other news and information. What appears to be a Paintsville man who has pled guilty to serious fraud charges after a federal indictment related to the company that he was employed for or with for years, and a host of other news and information. Your weather forecast, it's not gotten any better for your Mother's Day weekend. Even though we did kind of get spared a little bit last night and today because the cold front just kind of couldn't keep its stuff together, but it's not having really a whole lot of effect, positive effect on the rest of our weekend, even though we got a little bit of a break today. With that said, let's go ahead and we'll get into our local headlines in just a few moments. Right now, here's everything I could find at this hour, this very early hour, in regards to a federal indictment handed down in the United States District Court in Lexington. Franklin Fletcher is said to be a Paintsville resident, according to his address. That's all the information that we have at this hour. But he has, as the defendant, entered a guilty plea to 2 counts of a federal indictment or charges against him. Count 1 is that he devised a scheme to defraud or get money from his employer, with count 2 being that he used the means or identification of another person without their consent or knowing to do so, and unlawfully transferred those funds or means for his own personal gain. So this is what we know. Franklin Fletcher, as he's only been identified in this, worked for NYTIS Exploration since 2011. And they, as their accounting and gas sales manager. They are based in Lexington. And from 2012 through 2018, he's accused of abusing his authority as their accounting manager to make checks that he would put into his own account and then, of course, take the money out, they say, for his own personal use. So they say he manipulated the division orders for 2 years from 2012 to 2014. Division orders, they say, define who owns certain oil or gas wells and what percentage of the proceeds from those sales of oil and gas would go to those owners. And during that time, he would temporarily alter the well owner with his wife's name and get a check made out in her name and then change the records back to the correct or original owner. And he had to alter his way of fraud over the course of several different years because their accounting system or other things would change. So later on in 2014, Fletcher had the ability, after the register system kind of changed or updated, to actually issue manual checks. He was then printing them off to a printer, signing them with a signature stamp of the president of NYTIS Exploration, printing multiple checks in the name of his wife, and then depositing them into his personal bank accounts at an area bank. And to hide his theft, he ensured that the BOLO check system reflected payments to legitimate customers, but he was just altering those names each and every time. So from early 2014 on, Fletcher, for a while at least, Fletcher altered those checks that he printed to change the name to his wife to a legitimate exploration company customer. Before he provided those to the controller, he would change them back, and no one for a long time was the wiser. And then between 2014 and 2017, he actually got money from those manual checks from suspended revenues. Those are revenues which are partitioned for accounts of customers that couldn't be located. They didn't know their whereabouts, but they knew that they should be getting dividends, so they would put that money aside, and he would release those funds via checks to his wife, and then put the account back into a suspended order or fashion when he got done taking or stealing the money out of them. And he did that for a while. For example, they say on or around January the 30th of last year, he printed a manual check in the amount of about $7,800, made it payable to his wife, drawn on the exploration company's financial account, and on the same date, he put that money into his own bank account after forging his wife's signature and signing his own, and then he would go back and then put the check as though it was written to someone else, or put it back in that suspended status. Authorities stressed that at no time did his wife know anything or was ever aware of the scheme that he was doing, anytime between 2012 to March of last year. They say that Fletcher embezzled more than $374,000 from the company. For count one, he faces up to 20 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. Count two, at least a 2-year minimum and another $250,000 fine. He has pled guilty to those 2 counts, and in a part of an agreement for settling with authorities, if you will, so to speak, he has agreed not to file a motion for a decrease in the offense level, which they have agreed to. He's waived his right to appeal. Also, the United States will recommend releasing him if he meets the current conditions as have been set aside in his plea agreement, which also includes liquidating an account to partially satisfy the mandatory restitution back to the company for which he worked. It's not listed as to how much money was actually in that count. He has been set for formal sentencing on Friday, August the 23rd in Lexington. That's what we know at this hour. So let's pause. When I come back, a man jumped into the Licking River yesterday to try to avoid capture. Didn't work. We'll have that and a lot to talk about in sports coming up in just a second. The seasonal shop is simply wall-to-wall, floor-to-ceiling, filled with new arrivals and more coming every day. Natural Life is in the store. It's a fun, uplifting brand of t-shirts, headbands, air fresheners, mugs, and more. And they've always got the latest and greatest designs from Simply Southern, including their new line of drinkware for hot or cold. And the women's spring and summer collections are simply amazing and ready to get you ready for the beautiful weather, head to toe. And come in and check out their rewards program. Free local delivery. They'll ship it to you. They're now accepting PayPal, and they've always got baby and wedding registry at Fraser's Prater Drug Seasonal Shop in downtown Sayersville.
I'm Bill Tinker. I've spent the past 19 years defending insurance companies in car crashes, truck crashes, and slip and falls. Are you involved in a case like that? Is the insurance company giving you the runaround about your medical bills, your benefits, or your lost wages? Contact me at McFarland Tinker Law Office. With our combined experience of over 58 years, we're here ready to work for you.
Look great and feel great with the very best in Versa Spa Spray Tanning and 6 of the most modern tanning beds in the business, including their 7-minute stand-up bed and 12-minute super bed with bronzing bulbs at Tropical Isle in Sayersville and Prestonsburg. And through May the 11th for Mother's Day, take 20% off lotions and 20% off tanning packages all month long at Tropical Isle Tanning in Sayersville and Prestonsburg, open 7 days a week. From brakes, exhaust, suspension, fluid changes, to expert collision and auto body, to turning your 4x4 or diesel from mild to wild, get real auto maintenance, paint, and repair at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Sayersville. 349-8785. Just like that, we've jumped into the spring allergy season with all the buds and blooms, tree and grass pollen, mold, and all the nasal congestion, sneezing, itchy nose and eyes and throat that they cause. Don't get caught off guard. Protect yourself daily with a quick trip to Parkway Pharmacy for over-the-counter and prescription relief. And you can always log into parkwaypharmacy.com to have your prescriptions ready when you get there. At Parkway Pharmacy in Sayersville. At Sayersville National Bank, they know your house is much more than your home. It's an investment, and for many of us, the biggest we'll ever make. And whether it's for needed repairs and maintenance, or a new addition or renovation to give you some more room and more equity, let Sayersville National Bank deal with all the financial work and worry. Real and real competitive, hometown, homegrown, home improvement loans at Sayersville National. Sayersville police arrested 2 people yesterday after identifying a man with active warrants in his name walking in the Sayersville area, a man who jumped in the river to try to avoid capture. Officer Jeremiah Watson of the Sagersville PD says that he saw Robert Warren Miller, yesterday walking on South Church Street, realizing that he had an active warrant in his name. The officer, he says, got out and approached the vehicle and informed him to stop. He looked over his shoulder at the officer, started to run, pulled something from his pocket, threw it on the ground. As the officer gave foot pursuit, Miller didn't stop. He continued to run. He ran around the new library there as you turn into Dixie, and then he ran under the Dixie Bridge and then jumped into the Licking River. After running through the woods and the officer giving chase along the riverbank, Miller finally stopped and gave up and complied with demands, and he laid down and was taken into custody, saying that he ran because he knew that he had 2 active warrants that had been issued in his name. As for what he threw down, all the officer said he could find was a cell phone. Miller was charged with fleeing or evading police on foot in the first degree and tampering with physical evidence. And the woman with him at the time was identified as Crystal Caldwell. The officer immediately gave her orders to stop and stay where she was and lay on the ground. She didn't follow those orders and refused to do so, and she was charged with obstructing governmental operations, and both were lodged in the Big Sandy Jail. A lot left to talk about in sports tonight. I've got highlights from both games, your district tournament schedule and pairings, and I'll get to that in just a few moments. Right now, before we go to your community calendar, and of course, if any calendar announcements came in after 9 o'clock this morning, my apologies. We'll get to those next week. But a quick reminder about what's happening on tonight's community calendar, with another reminder about, of course, a big event coming up Saturday the 18th that I told you of last evening. Get your tickets now at the Mountain Arts Center or at macarts.com for Rebecca Lynn Howard's solo show coming up on Saturday, May the 18th. Tickets are just $15. This is her first solo show in a while and her first time back here for a local show since, of course, touring with Loving Mary and Steven Tyler around the world, which makes this show a must-see. Tickets on sale now at the Mountain Arts Center or macarts.com. It's time for camp. Camp Lewis, that is. Space is limited. Register now. Teen Week is June the 10th through the 14th. 10 through 12-year-olds, the week of June the 17th through the 21st. 7 to 9-year-olds, June the 24th through the 27th. It's only $65 per camper if you pre-register, so go online now to save your spot, camplewis.com, where you can call 859-516-2909. It's all about meeting friends, exploring, having a whole lot of fun, and having a lifelong memory that you can forever keep with you. A good one. And if you're interested in being a part of a community garden, we have a viewer who's interested in establishing one in the Middle Fork area, providing the space to do just that. If you have any questions or interest, 349-1786. Once again, they're trying to reach out to anyone who might be interested in being a part of a community garden, using space provided to grow your own garden, collectively, maybe even, or individually in your own little spot of that area. This just in. The Nancy Castle Grade School Reunion has been set for Saturday, May the 25th at noon at the Paintsville Lake, shelter number 4. A covered dish would be very welcomed. Come out and enjoy time with your classmates. The Nancy Castle Grade School Reunion, Saturday the 25th at noon at the Paintsville Lake. And as far as I know, still set for this Saturday, the 7th Annual Bass Tournament, sponsored by the Elk Creek Free Will Baptist Church. Saturday morning, 7 till 3. Of course, $1,000 first place. Other big prizes, cash prizes as well, all the way down to fourth, and $100 an hour for big fish. Call 496-7302 if you need to find out more. That's from the Clay Lake Boat Ramp. And the Sagersville High School all-class reunion, Saturday the 25th at 4 o'clock at the Montgomery County High School. If you need to find out more from a classmate, 422-6720. And don't forget, tomorrow is the last day for the countywide cleanup for residents of District 3. It's District 2 next week, then District 1, and throughout the entire span of that, all the way through the end of the week of May the 20th, the Sagersville City Cleanup Campaign will continue. Call City Hall or the Judge's Office if you need any assistance. And call me anytime you've got a calendar announcement that is brought to you nightly by McGoffin Farm Bureau, and we'll tell everyone about it. Birthdays and anniversaries, too. I'll be right back. At Parkway Gun & Pawn, out the door means taxes and a box of shells are included, and all these specials are out the door prices. So you can pick from these Heritage Arms 22 revolvers, $149 out the door, Or this one for $139. This Judge shoots 45 long Colts and 4 10 shells, and it's out the door for $449. 9mm semi-automatics as low as $219, all just in and soon to be gone at Parkway Gun and Pawn. To maximize your savings, make the new digital coupon kiosk your first stop at the new IGA.
Hey Salyersville, whether you're a paper couponer or a digital couponer, we've got ways to save you money here at Salyersville IGA. After you've registered your name and phone number, the available coupons will come up on the screen, such as save $1 off IGA gallon milk, or save $1 off Kingsford charcoal, or save $2 off Tide Pods. So once you've clipped the coupons that you want, you can see which coupons are available in your digital wallet. You can sign out, and then you're ready to shop. It only takes a few seconds to sign up, and our friendly staff is always happy to help. So remember to click Shop and Save at Salyersville IGA.
Look great and feel great with the very best in Versa Spa Spray Tanning and 6 of the most modern tanning beds in the business, including their 7-minute stand-up bed and 12-minute super bed with bronzing bulbs at Tropical Isle in Sayersville and Prestonsburg. And through May the 11th for Mother's Day, take 20% off lotions and 20% off tanning packages all month long at Tropical Isle Tanning in Sayersville and Prestonsburg, open 7 days a week. Getting the best deal on the best tires with the best service has never been easier. Just log on to ConleyTire.net, check out the latest rebates, sales, and promotions, pick out the tires you want, and email, call, or come by for huge savings from the family who's been proudly serving the area for over 32 years. Conley Tire in Staffordsville, 297-2424.
Appalachian Wireless has a question for you. Would you rather pay $650 or $66 for a smartphone? If you think this answer is simple, then the Appalachian Advantage plan is for you. Pay less upfront for today's hottest smartphones, and then pay just a few dollars more every month on the monthly bill. Many smartphones are $5 a month or less after you factor in the $20 discount from the Advantage plan, compared to the contract offering. Better service, bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless. Payment agreement required. See store for details.
Founded in 1974 on the idea that we all deserve and need the very best in medical services and patient-oriented care, but at reasonable prices we can afford, Big Sandy Healthcare and Hope Family Medical Center have also put together a team of professionals and providers, all at one location, all with you and your family in mind. With pharmacy, dental, lab and x-ray, pediatrics, adult medicine, behavioral health, and more. Come see us, for anything, at Hope Family Medical Center in Salyersville. All right, let's go to the Magoffin County Athletic Complex, where last night the boys and girls were both hosting teams as regular season games are quickly winding down and now left with only maybe one or so each. And we do have your district tournament schedule. Let's start with the ladies, as we often do first. Now, last night the Lady Hornets hosted Elliott County for 2 games. The first was to finish the previous night's game, which got rained out. That game made it through 3 innings. So when they came here to Salyersville last night, as that game was in Elliott County, they picked it up at the top of the 4th with, I believe, a tie game, as my video should confirm. In the top of the 4th, it was tied at 3 until Magoffin County picked up 2 runs for a 5-3 lead. Then Elliott County's at-bat, and Holly Hanshoe has Elliott County at 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th when Maylee McDaniel smacks one hard over the fence and then some for a 2-run homer, and we've got a tie game. Here we are in the 5th. Magoffin County's Samantha Black is on second base, and Katie Howard rips this one up first, and Black gives the Lady Hornets back the lead. Here we're still in the 5th. Katie Howard's on third when Riley Castle knocks this one to short, and Howard beats the throw for a 2-run Magoffin County lead. Later, Magoffin County's still up by 2 at 7-5 as Elliott County's Skylar Copley gets to run to first off the missed pitch as Melinda Cox runs to home. And with 2 outs and runners on second and third, Holly Hanshoe shuts down Elliott County in the 6th with this screamer down the middle to keep the Hornets up by a run. And as I'm across the walk checking on the boys, the Lady Hornets score 2 in the top of the 7th, so it's 9-6. But here's Elliott County with runners on second and third. Hannah McDaniel makes contact, and 2 runs score, and it's a ball game by 1. And with 2 outs, this shot puts the tying run in the dugout before Magafa County can shut them down. But this one would go 8 innings, and in that last inning, Elliott County would get the last run of the night, and that's all they needed to go up on Magafa County. 10-9 was the final score last night, as the Lady Hornets would fall to a 10-7 record on the season. In Game 2, another close one decided by a run between Magafa County and Elliott County, and the second round also going to Elliott County, as Magafa County would fall to 10-8, with so far, unless there are any makeup games or anything happens, only 1 game left on the regular season schedule, and that's hosting Phelps Friday the 17th. As for the boys, they were hosting Pike Central last night. It was senior night last night. I didn't make it in time for any of the festivities or recognitions, but nevertheless, the boys hosted Pike Central last night. Pike Central scored a run in the first and a run in the second inning. Then Magafa County scored 2 runs in the first inning, so I get there. It was still 2-2 after Magafa County High School had batted at the bottom of the second, and then we'll pick it up where I picked it up when I showed up last night. Elliott County picked up a run in the third, and then 5 runs in the fourth inning before this 6th run that comes in off this hit to the center fence. In the bottom of the fourth, Magafa County's Stephen Howard, though, loads the bases off a textbook bunt, but the Hornets leave runners on. However, they did pick up 1 more run later, but still fall short with a 3-10 loss to Pike County Central, and that will leave them with just 1 more game left to play in the regular season. That coming Saturday, 3 o'clock on the road at Bath County. So, as I said, unless there have been some changes, I actually downloaded the scores and schedules from the Kentucky High School Athletic Association website last night. But still, I believe those last games to be played once again on tomorrow at Bath County for the girls, and then the 17th next week at home for the boys. But it will be the 18th when district tournament action actually starts. It will be for the boys. The district tournament this year, baseball and softball, to be held at the Sheldon Clark High School. After speaking with Neil West, Magafa County High School AD, earlier today, he confirmed that Saturday the 18th, here's the lineup. The number 4 seed, Magafa County High School, will take on the number 1 seed, Johnson Central, at 1 o'clock that Saturday. Immediately after, or that afternoon at 4, the number 2 seed, Paintsville, and the number 3 seed, Sheldon Clark, on their home field. The championship for the boys 57th District Tournament, Monday the 20th at 7 o'clock. Now, as for the ladies, their games get underway on Monday the 20th at 6. That's when Magafa County takes on Johnson Central in Game 1, and at 8, Sheldon Clark and Paintsville in Game 2. The championship for the ladies, Tuesday the 21st at 7 o'clock. All games to be played at Sheldon Clark. Now, there's no seeding in the ladies bracket, if you will. 4 or 5 years ago, this is the last year of a 5-year term, it was voted upon by all the coaches, I believe, and ADs nonetheless, to have a drawing each year to seed the ladies' brackets, and that's what they've done. This is the last year for that process. They drew to see who played who in the 57th District Tournament. Next year, it does go back to a seeding fashion. And that's nearly all I have. It was an early forecast, like I said, sitting here with you as I am putting the show together around 9:30 this morning. But as of that time, it wasn't getting any better for your Mother's Day forecast. I wish I had some better news on this front, on this cold front, that is, that's coming through and changing up everything and leaving us with a rather dismal weather forecast for Mother's Day weekend, but I don't. And in fact, temperatures have even backed down a little bit more for your Saturday. We're hoping to hit 61 tomorrow. Now, that's after 54 tonight, a light wind, an 80% chance of showers. That's mainly after 2 o'clock in the morning, so we're seeing just continued mostly cloudy skies, or that's my prediction at 9 o'clock in the morning, at least. Tomorrow, we'll see 61 and 58. Not much of a change in your temperatures, but showers and clouds for your Saturday. Showers are likely. 1/4 to a 1/2 inch during the day, maybe another 1/2 of an inch Saturday night. Showers likely into Mother's Day as well. Chances sticking right around 60 to 70%. I'm hopeful that we might see a break or two here and there as shower chances might get out of here a little bit early in the afternoon on Mother's Day. I'm hopeful, but that's just me kind of just hoping, and that's about it. I'm afraid we're going to see showers and a good chance of some thunderstorms as well. Pretty much Saturday night, and into your Mother's Day. Lingering shower chances to the tune of 20% as we start off next week on Monday. Partly sunny and 63 degrees. We will see that little bump in daytime highs for Mother's Day on Sunday at 69, but we're looking at 61 Saturday, 69 on Sunday, then Monday back down to the low 60s. Nighttime lows around 45 as a secondary system rolls in and knocks temperatures back down. Tuesday of next week, we're still at 63, but it will be mostly sunny and dry, I think, start to finish for your Tuesday. And that's the only surefire day right now because shower chances make their way back into the forecast. The low 70s do as well, starting on your Wednesday. 71 mostly sunny, but still shower chances. Thursday, 72, mostly sunny, but still shower chances. We're still in the mid-70s by next Thursday. And like I started this forecast with, I'll end it in the same way as saying, I wish I had better weather news. And that's going to wrap it up for me. Thank you for watching and being here. We hope you have a wonderful evening, a wonderful weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all of the beloved moms out there. And we hope to see they and all of you back here next week, starting off another week of Your News Today. Good night, and thank you so much for watching.